Good afternoon and welcome to all parents, pupils, BOG members, Mr. Kloma and Mr. Tadu. Thank you for joining us for this special assembly where we will announce the prefects for 2021. We are of course doing this over Zoom due to COVID-19 restrictions. But before we start with proceedings, may I ask that we bow our heads in prayer. O Lord, please bless the new prefects being announced today. Give them wisdom, courage, and perseverance to do what is right, even when it's difficult. Guide them when they are facing the challenges of a leader. Make them good examples for their fellow schoolmates so that they may exercise their authority wisely and build up our school community at all times. As this is our birthday, the 23-year birthday, of course, this weekend, I think we can agree that it's 123 years of striving for excellence, making memories, outstanding education, building friendship, and realizing dreams. I'll now hand over to Mr. Kloma, who will introduce the guest speaker.
It is indeed an honor and a privilege for me to introduce our guest speaker for the 2020 Special Assembly. His name is Dr. Michael Owen, and he was the head prefect of in 2003. Michael is remembered as a hardworking, diligent, tenacious character at school. Although slightly built, he played first team rugby at St. Patrick's CBC. Yes, there was rugby then. Despite being smaller than most of his opponents on the rugby field, he had a reputation in Kimberley as a fierce player who would give everything on the field. He tackled bigger players with such focus and determination that he generally won the ball in unlikely situations. In the classroom, Michael was an outspoken student who never accepted anything without questioning it. He did everything well in physical science and was inspired by his science teachers to participate in the annual science expos. He did exceptionally well every year. The skills he learned then, he utilized at university. In a wonderful gesture, Michael invited his science teacher to Stellenbosch University to witness his graduation when he became Dr. Michael Owen. Michael's sense of justice is extremely well developed. At school, he championed the underdog and would never stand down when he believed in something. He was elected head boy for the matric year 2003, which was not a surprise to anyone. Michael's success, both at school and afterwards, are remarkable. He was born into a family that struggled financially. Michael had to work so hard to get where he is today. If there was an obstacle, Michael found a way around it, over it, and through it. He is proof that hard work and tenacity are all you need to convert natural ability into success. Post-school, Michael and his wife, Robin, have become famous in the extreme sports world. They regularly win trial races and are sponsored by big brands to conquer mountains, canoe down rapids, and cycle up impossible inclines. That determination and persistence has not diminished at all. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and a privilege for me to introduce our 2020 guest speaker, Dr. Michael Owen.
Good evening, St. Patrick's College. My name is Mike Owen. I attended college from 1999 when I joined in grade 8 until 2003 when I served as head boy. I'm very honored to address you all at a special assembly, and I'm very excited to be the first virtual speaker at a St. Patrick's Assembly ever, I think. It struck me when I was preparing for this talk that the 2003 Special Assembly was the exact midpoint of my life so far. I was 17 years old then, and it's been 17 years since then. And so it's been an interesting process for me reflecting on kind of this latter half of my life in preparation for tonight's talk. My brief was to give some kind of motivational speech, And I'm a bit nervous about that because I tend to find these kind of speeches a bit cheesy in many ways. And I'm not sure I'm really qualified to be doing something like this, but I'll give it my best shot. And the message I'd like to convey tonight is a simple one, and it's a philosophy that I use as a guide in my life, and that is to act, to take action, and when things and fear start to paralyze you in life, to simply do something. So since 2003, I've managed to earn 3 degrees in engineering, and people now call me Dr. Mike. It's a title I wear with some difficulty because I feel like maybe doctors are supposed to take life a little bit more seriously. But nonetheless, I work at Stellenbosch University where I teach engineering, and I do research in the fields of renewable and sustainable energy, which is very, very rewarding. I've traveled to 15 different countries on 5 continents, where I've climbed mountains, which is a great passion of mine, flown my paraglider, and participated in grueling expedition races, which can last up to 100 hours at a time with almost no sleep. I've met and married a fantastic woman, and Robin and I are expecting our first child early next year, actually on Valentine's Day. And that's a prospect that is at equal parts exciting and terrifying, really. So I'm excited for this new chapter in my life. And so in short, I think I've done okay in the second half of my life. I've packed in a fair amount of living. I've come close to dying once or twice, which has made me appreciate living all the more. I think climbing and mountaineering has been a great teacher for me, and it provides great metaphors for life, one of which I'd like to share with you this evening. There are times on every climb when the way upwards is relatively straightforward. There's a clear set of holds leading you to the summit. School, in many ways, was like this for me. The path to progression was clear, grade 8, grade 9, and so on. And I got regular feedback in the form of an annual report about how I was doing, helping me to understand how I was doing and what I needed to do to improve. At other times on the climb, the way up is more difficult. The rock around you is steep, but it's still relatively obvious where you need to go and what you need to do. In my life, university has been, or was, like that in many ways. Definitely more challenging than school, but still relatively structured and straightforward. At other times on climbs, I've been absolutely paralyzed with fear, and I felt completely trapped. All around me is steep rock with no obvious holds, nowhere to place protection, and everything looks impossibly difficult. I know that I need to move, to do something. I can't stay where I am forever, but the consequences of getting it wrong are extreme, and I would end up paying the ultimate price if I made a silly mistake. Life has felt like this to me too, at many times over the last few years. At times, it's felt like I've had no options, that I'm completely trapped. At others, I've had so many options that I'm overwhelmed and I feel adrift, rudderless, with no direction in my life. At times, the few options that I've had have seemed so impossibly hard, and the consequences of making a wrong decision so impossibly severe that I've been paralyzed with fear, unable to move, unable to take action. And what climbing has taught me, and what I've been able to apply there and in my life successfully, I think, is that in times like these, one must act. Take action. Take a deep breath, believe in yourself, trust in providence, and do something. There's a saying, the saying goes, fortune favors the bold. I think it would be better to say fortune favors those who do, those who act. Once you've committed, don't look back, and don't waste your energy looking around. Hold fast. Don't wonder if you should have gone further left or should have gone further right or looked around the corner. Don't compare your progress in life to that of your friends or other people. We're all on our own path, and success in life really involves the process of following that path. Success lies in the act of climbing the mountain and facing your fears, not in arriving at some summit. And I'd like to challenge and encourage all of you not just to act when times get tough, but to actively seek out those times so that you're forced to act, so that you're forced to practice the art of taking action and growing as a person. The famous Patagonian alpinist Rollo Garibaldi once said that seeking a departure from what one knows is the most meaningful thing one can do. And I think that really resonates with me in terms of the need to explore your limits and to move away from what you know, from zones of safety, so that you can grow as a human being. So to all of you, and to the grade 12s in particular, who'll soon be leaving St. Patrick's and entering the great wide world out there, good luck. And remember that when things get tough, and they will, trust yourself and your holistic foundation that you've received at St. Patrick's College, and act. Thank you very much for your time this evening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your assembly. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Michael, for the wonderful and inspirational message. And I hope many will also take positive information or feedback from there. I now call Mr. Tredu to introduce the prefects of 2021 in alphabetical order.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's my privilege and honor to announce the 2021 prefects. The first prefect, Gotatso Krutse. Matthew Dalport. Carla Espinaco Marrero. Josejo Holele. Riley Jones. Tabu Makwewa. Lotlotlo Machelo. Nathan Mistor. Carabello Molale. Chloe Mururi. Kato Motobi. Dabere Chuku Obiowa. Fallon Pitt. David John Templeton. And that will be your prefix for 2021. Congratulations to everybody. I think I was more nervous announcing all of them than what they probably were on the other side. Well done to all of you, and it's a privilege to announce all of you that will take the prefect leadership for next year and help Mr. Chloma and Mr. Virtue to manage and run the high school, and also the huge responsibility that you have to be the pupils' contact between management and the rest of pupils, and to fulfill your duties and to ensure that you do it with integrity, and also that you create that sense of belonging and care for everybody at the high school, and assist Mr. Chloma, Mr. Virtue, and the whole high school team in doing that. And also, when we are post-COVID-19, to ensure that we can welcome everybody back to campus and ensure that everybody can fulfill their high school dreams again at the high school. I'm looking forward to that time when we as a high school family can be together again. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. Psalm 32, verse 8. Eleanor Powell said, "What we are is God's gift to us. What we become is our gift to God. Use all the gifts bestowed upon you to make a difference in this world." Robert Louis Stevenson said, "Don't judge each day by what you harvest, but by the seeds that you plant." And I sincerely hope that you are all a proud member of St. Patrick's CBC. That then concludes our special assembly for 2020, a bit different than the way we normally do it. But I really would like to thank everybody on the staff that made this possible. Again, I just realized this morning, it takes a team to ensure that a presentation like this and an assembly, even online, that it can take place and run smoothly. And I would like to thank the whole team behind this, from the staff that were involved in the prefect election and ensuring that the votes get counted, and that also got audited to ensure that that's correct, for all of their hard work in this whole process. And I think also hats off to all of them that managed to do this whole election during a pandemic and still managed to do it and pull it off, and that have integrity, the whole process. Thank you to all of them. And then also a huge thank you to everybody that were involved putting today together. Also, what a wonderful occasion to celebrate our 123 years birthday. A bit different than what we envisioned beginning of this year when we started planning our birthday weekend. But still, the tenacity of the CBC family was again visible in today and this whole weekend to ensure that it takes place. Maybe a bit teary when I say it, but again, while we are standing this morning watching our sports department in this wonderful costumes that they have, and if you haven't seen it, you'll see in a photo soon, to you as parents that were welcome in that wonderful way by them, setting the spirit for the rest of the day, where we had the fire brigade and motorcycles delivering JCs, or that's ices and chips, to the whole primary school, and the primary school also dancing, and the high school after the exams, and the whole high school team dancing on backfield to the Song of Jerusalem, just like the primary school and the ECD did. What a wonderful occasion. And again, we as a family shown that even if life gives us lemons, we make a lemonade stand out of it. And we produce so much lemonade that it can even spill over to the rest of the CBC community. What a wonderful occasion today again. And if you ever wondered if you are part of a special family, today I think we've clearly seen again that we're part of an extraordinary family. And I might be a bit teary, but it again shows me the hard work and the tenacity of the team effort, the staff that's still working hard academically, but also what they've put together today. The pupils that might be affected at home because of COVID-19, families that might be affected by it, but still in their numbers here today, also still writing exams, but they're here today, or preparing a senior primary and the foundation phase for the exams next week. But they are here in their numbers, dancing and participating. And I couldn't help standing here this morning watching this family and just realize this is an extraordinary family. Thank you for joining us, and I wish you all a wonderful weekend. And let's keep our school in prayers, and that it's still being blessed, not just for 123 years more, but for many more after that. I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Thank you.